And how do you do? I'm working on it, right? Oh, mercy. Okay, get my, there we go. Having issues already. Hey, this is Tom the Beer Whisperer. I'm still hanging in there. Checking with you. Got this one. Drinking this black IPA from Springfield Brewing Company. And the reason I'm popping it is, well, because I picked it up before we had to go to St. Louis, so it's been around for about 4 months. Being a black IPA, it's probably a little past its prime. But let's see what she's got left. I remember vaguely what it was like before. Of course, very nice. It's a nice head there. I am expecting it to probably be a little bit more malty than it once was. That stands to reason, right? Again, I don't have different breweries pop different shelf lives on their beers. Some 3 months, some 6 months. So anywhere between 3 to 6. But being, against something that's supposed to have been more of a hoppy brew, it's probably a little less hoppy than it once was. But let's give her a shot. Should have did the aroma thing first. See, I really am off my game. I'm doing everything a lot different than I did. Holy crap. I'm getting more, yeah, it is maltier than it originally was. On both the palate and the nose, I'm getting more coffee notes than I did before. I'm getting, again, what I'm getting here is bigger roasted malt notes than before. It still has it's still a nice beer, actually. Really, at this point, it's probably more like a lighter-bodied porter. I mean, it's probably a light to medium-bodied beer. I don't have the exact stats on it anymore. I believe it's 5.5%, but I could be wrong. But so, I mean, it's a smaller version of a black IPA anyway. But at this point, yeah, it does taste more like kind of a lighter-bodied porter, a nice hoppy porter. So it's hoppier than your typical porter would be. But I'm getting some big roasted malt flavor from it now. Whereas before the hops were more prevalent. So nothing goes wasted, right? I just actually had 3 of these left. I only got through 3 of them. I've got 3 of them left here, but I thought I'd do a video for one of them. I'm not going to do a video for all 3, but I wanted to do one video with it to see what she had left in her. And it's actually still a pretty good beer. I'm going to forget it was a black IPA and just enjoy it as a hoppy dark ale. Or as a dark ale. It's not extremely hoppy now, but the finish is nice. Finish is a little dry, a little crisp, which is what I personally want from a beer like this. But it's nice. There's certainly nothing wrong with it. I would have liked to drink it all when it wasn't in the prime, but circumstances are what they are, man. Having a bit of an emotional day, to be honest with you. Both the wife and I, it's been a kind of a struggle today, so I waited till late in the afternoon to see if I could do a video. Certain moments hit you, and it's just, wow, you just can't control it. Sometimes it's just hard to move. But then some other times I try to focus and keep myself busy. I started working on some dinner, and I can do that. That usually brings back a lot of happy memories. Every time I do a video, I remember Seamus jokingly telling me what a moron I was. So, I'm trying to. I'm hoping at some point I can get to those memories without crying all the time. Right now it's a little tough, but we're getting there a little bit at a time. I left several beers sitting in the fridge. I picked up some Black Crown Budweiser when it first came out. Mostly out of curiosity to do a review on it, but now everybody's done a review on it, so now it doesn't matter. But I had some other stuff like this that's going to change. Sitting there, I had 3 cans of, or I have 3 cans of Wild Onion Hop Slayer double IPA. So again, it's probably about 4 months old. So I probably ought to get around to drinking those too. If I think I can do another video after this one, I'll probably wait about an hour and try to do a video of that Wild Onion Hop Slayer. I haven't been out yet, other than the memorial service, and then when we had family at mom's, because I'm not in that social mood yet. When I go to bars, it was more to socialize than to drink. Although I did enjoy the drinking part, obviously. But and right now I'm not in the socializing kind of mood, so it's been kind of tough. Does alcohol help or not? It really depends, to be honest with you. I'm sure there are some folks that don't, probably thought I drank more to start with, might have been concerned that I'd start drinking too much. The honest truth is I never drank to medicate, I never drank to hide pain or anything. So, I always drank for pure pleasure. I was concerned that I wouldn't be able to drink again, to be honest with you, because I only drank for pleasure, to derive pleasure from, to get all the flavors and aromas and nuances from the beer, whiskey, whatever I drank. And to be honest with you, I'm not, my senses aren't what they were. And that's probably because, maybe I'm a little depressed, who knows. We're clearly grieving. So, when I try, I have 1 or 2. I usually end up stopping there because there's no point going any farther. It's all about the pleasure, and if you can't taste it, you might as well quit. So it's kind of what I do. I keep trying to find some notes. I don't enjoy a lot of things as much as before. I actually don't enjoy anything as much as before, to be honest with you. But you kind of try to force yourself to enjoy it a little bit, or just remember small things. That's what I kind of do about these videos, because they're obviously not as relaxed or spontaneous as I used to do them. They are a little forced. I'm struggling getting some of my old personality out. But I do them because, I'm trying to keep moving forward, and I'm hoping at some point I will be able to do them like I did before. But I'm clearly not there yet, or I wouldn't have just rambled on for a few minutes like I just did. Ta-da! Well, I got a ta-da out. Yesterday I got an I digress out, so it's going to be a slow work in progress. I hope some of you folks that have been watching me for a while will stick with me through my, whatever period you would call this, my grieving period. But anyway, you know what, there was a time when Springfield Brewing Company wasn't taken a whole lot serious by most of the beer geeks, beer nerds, beer snobs around town here in Springfield. And I think a lot of them still don't, because they haven't tried to rediscover them. But the truth is, some of these beers are darn fine. This black IPA, when I first got it, even though it was a smaller version of the style, I tend to really like the larger double-esque versions, like R.J. Rocker's Black Pearl, for instance. Wookie Jack, those bigger versions I tend to like better, but this was a nice session version. But they're doing some other nice beers. I had the Opus 2 IPA, the Hop Lobster is a fine beer, so they're doing a lot of great stuff. So, as I could just see that I've talked for almost 10 minutes, I'm really going to try to shut this down before I hit 10. It's funny. It almost a friend sent me some. Or brought me some session brews from England. And one was a session porter. And this, body-wise, this reminds me of that beer. The funny thing about it is this actually has more flavor than that beer did. So this kind of actually works now as a session porter more than a black IPA, but it's still fine.